Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we'll be talking about Quin Snyder's potential replacements, as our man Charania so kindly did. He hit us up with all the candidates that could potentially replace him. And these are the guys: Knicks assistant Johnnie Bryant, Jazz assistant Alex Jensen, Celtics assistant Will Hardy, who also comes from the Spur lineage and he's supposedly a wonderkid, Suns assistant Kevin Young, Raptors assistant Adrian Griffin, Bucks offensive coordinator assistant Charles Lee, while Darvin Ham was the defensive guy, and Terry Stotts as well. Now let's just get into every candidate and just talk about who would be the best one right now. If there's anyone that you guys like, let me hear down below. Sorry if I look disgusting. I washed my face, but I was in a car for 16 hours and it's like 100% humidity here in Kansas. So I was sweating so bad. So let's just talk about this because I think the candidates are good. I think these are guys that you definitely need to check it out. And yes, Terry Stotts is the only one with head coach experience in the NBA. 8 out of his 9 seasons with the Portland Trail Blazers, he went to the playoffs, so that's really good. But look, I think the next coach has to be a defensive guy. I'm straight up about this. I think the next guy has to be a defensive guy for this team. I know Will Hardy, he's a guy, I know he's more of an offensive guy. Same thing with Charles Lee, same thing with Terry Stotts. Adrian Griffin is a former coach. He's the father of Adrian Griffin Jr., aka AJ Griffin, which is most commonly known as. And I think if I had to choose from this list right now, I'm either going Adrian Griffin. I would say Alex Jensen as the backup, and the reason why is just continuity. Alex Jensen could not speak. Alex Jensen is a guy who, he's 46. He's been on the organization for a few years, and he's actually an assistant on the German national team. So he has ties. And this is a guy who went undrafted, played 7 years professional ball, mainly in Europe, and he's actually from Utah. So, and he went to the University of Utah. Alex Jensen's a guy that I think if they're going to go in-house, or if they're not going to go Adrian Griffin, or I would say Kevin Young, or Johnnie Bryant, because all these guys, I think defense is what they need. And I know the roster construction, a lot of people got upset that, I know Danny Ainge built the current Celtics roster. But first let's give, Danny Ainge is the third guy that gets credit. The first guy is Ime Udoka. He deserves 100% of the credit for that Celtics team. Then Brad Stevens, with his a little bit of moves he made when he took over the job, you can give him credit for that. And then you can give Danny Ainge credit. I think Danny Ainge is a good scouter, a good evaluator, but I don't know if he's trades. I'm just scared. We haven't seen, I'm still scarred from Danny Ainge and all the times he just bluffed on trades. Johnnie Bryant's a former point guard. He went to, the Community College of San Francisco, then went to Utah as well. And that's a guy, he was an assistant for the Utah Jazz for almost 7 years. So he's an associate head coach. He's 36. So Johnnie Bryant's another guy I like. And it seems like they want guys with ties to the Jazz. My endorsements, really, when I look at this, I'm a fan of Terry Stotts. I just think defense is the team's biggest problem. And Jensen and Bryant have the closest ties to the organization. Like I said, Jensen is an assistant coach with the Jazz since 2013, and Bryant worked under Snyder. I almost said Sanders. Snyder from 2014 to 2020. And they both went to the University of Utah, while Griffin and Hardy both have been assistants in the NBA for more than a decade. And this is the crazy part about Will Hardy. Will Hardy is like 30-something only. It's unreal, okay? Because he's a guy who's so young but has so much NBA experience already. And Ime Udoka brought him over when he took over the Boston Celtics. And look, I'm a big fan of Will Hardy. If you guys don't know, Hardy joined the Celtics last year after Ime Udoka got hired. He played at Williams College. He learned under Spurs coach Greg Popovich. He worked his way up from video coordinator from 2013 to 2015, then was an assistant on the, from 2015 to 2019. And in 2019, he served as part of the Team USA coaching staff alongside Udoka. And I really do. And look, we know Kenny Atkinson is going to the Charlotte. So I think all of this is definitely interesting as all hell. Who would you guys go? I just think okay, you're either coming in and you're making a plan to keep Rudy Gobert or Donovan Mitchell, or you're saying trade Rudy Gobert, keep Donovan Mitchell. I don't think there's ever a plan that you go, let's just keep, you know, Rudy over Donovan. That's not happening. Unless, I guess, if Donovan Mitchell requests a trade, then yes, that definitely could happen. Am I wrong for thinking this? I think the best guy is either Adrian Griffin, okay, either Alex Jensen or Johnnie Bryant, or Will Hardy. Let's not go for Terry Stotts. And I know he's like the guy you probably want to get because he's a known quantity. But when I look at him, I just think of offense. What stopped the Trailblazers from going to the next level? Basically, them not playing defense. And that's the same problem with this team. So let me hear your thoughts down below, guys, if you made it to the end of the video. I love y'all. Yeah, I'm done. I have nothing else to say besides that. And I'm pretty tired. And we still have to make the Celtics video. I'm watching that game right now. It's to my left, but still. Damn. Goodbye.